our good friends Alan Ing and Derek Anderson went on a mandate together, and they saw Wicked for Good. So let's get the two of them together here to give their early reaction. DA and Alan, let's get your early reaction to Wicked for Good, which we will review, Alan, on Friday. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I'll say one thing and I'll pass it to Derek. But when I saw Wicked, the first movie, I thought it was great. I thought it was the best interpretation of at least the first act of the musical. This one's okay.
I kind of felt the exact same way. It was how do I say this? It was the second half of Wicked, and I was asking Alan questions because I hadn't seen anything about it. I knew nothing about it. It was a very angry movie to begin with. I mean, it starts off very angry and very almost like the joy and the happiness and the fun of the original first Wicked was gone.
Yeah, it starts dark.
It's just a lot of grief and a lot of suffering and a lot of pissed off people. And, so I didn't enjoy it from that standpoint. I thought, the sets looked great. The costumes are great. Ariana Grande needs a hamburger or two, man. I mean, she was falling out of the dress. Bruh, it was absolutely crazy.
Her rib cage is seen throughout the entire movie.
And look, we're sitting in the front row of an IMAX, so we have her right in our face the entire time. Yeah, it was unnerving how skinny this chick is. But I think just overall it's all right. I didn't hate it. I thought the songs and the numbers were pretty good. I was a little surprised at the Wizard of Oz stuff that they threw in there. I don't know if I expected that. And then
what's happening at the same time as Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So towards the end, you start to see Dorothy show up, and then we find out what's going on with the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. They have all of these various characters starting to pop up. And I thought it was fine. I wouldn't say I would run out and see it again. But I didn't go and see the first Wicked the second time. So, but I thought the first Wicked actually for a musical, because I'm not really a musical guy like that, but I thought it really was a really well done musical, for the ones that I've seen. 69. I thought, hey, this was actually really good. And I understand why it had the popularity that it had, because it's a well told story. The two characters were Glinda and Elphaba, good characters. So yeah, I had a good time, with the first one. This one's just a little bit more depressing and sad, and then the songs weren't as good. Jeff Goldblum's song in this was the best, but what I'm being told is that really belonged in the first half.
they redid the song because it was originally the first act. They redid it for the second act, and it's a lot darker.
It's a great song. I thought it was just kind of 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll say this: if Universal does anything smart, it's to pull Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo off the press tour, because the things they are saying have nothing to do with the movie. The idea that Oz is this gay accepting place, it's not in the movie. It's not woke. It's not DEI. It's not super gay. It's
the gayest?
It's not the gayest. And the other thing is, if you know the story, in fact, they spoiled it in the beginning of the first movie. But the idea that Oz is this gay accepting place, well, let's not forget that everyone in Oz wants the Wicked Witch dead, which is super accepting, I guess.
Did Jeff Goldblum actually sing?
I think people who have never seen the musical but like the first movie will like this one. If you are a super fan of the musical, you may have issues with the way they handled the second half.
Well, I have to ask, first of all, 2 questions. 1, is it the gayest Wicked movie? And then 2 is, because one of the themes in it, or one of the parts is that Elphaba is made to be a villain by the media in Oz. There's propaganda about her being a villain and an evil person. And her, she's not evil.
Right.
Is there some Trump comparison? Is Elphaba Trump?
I mean, we talked about that when the first movie came out, and I think it's still true here. Yeah, Elphaba is Trump.
Green woman bad.
Yeah, Green Woman.
Green
bad.
Woman bad.
Yeah, the media is against her. The propaganda machine is against
Oh,
her. She
yeah.
can do no. She tries to do good and do what's right, and it's twisted into something bad. And that
Yeah,
the Wicked
yeah.
Witch is doing.
Totally.
Nothing the Wicked Witch can
that's
do
why I
is
say it
right.
was angry. There's
Yeah.
so much anger coming out of it just from that. Everybody's trying to basically make her into a bad guy, in every, facet, Michelle Yao, Jeff Goldblum, and then Glinda is trying to like it's her friend, she's trying to like help her friend out. And she's not all bad, even though she kind of has to play along with it as well. But then on the, she's kind of behind the scenes saying, yeah, she's actually not that bad. And maybe we should bring her along to our side and fix things and everything like that. So there's some interest there with that particular character, the way that Glinda and Elphaba work together. But like I said, just it feels like such a dour, depressing movie. It's like, geez, I want to have fun. I was expecting to go, and I thought they were going to go back to the school, and then there was going to be some of that school stuff that they were doing, and none of that's in it. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't like.
I mean,
I
really,
thought it was like a 5.
Yeah, really, there are only 5 characters in the second half. All the supporting characters are pretty much gone.
Yeah, everybody like disappeared. Yeah, you're right.